Um, the tour we did was kind of different from what I've done before. I mostly did new songs. That was one of the things. There was kind of a theme I chose in the songs that we put out on the album, and that was choosing certain songs that went this direction. But well, it's kind of hard to explain it all, but because I had not been able to memorize my lyrics because of the airplane accident, I just wasn't singing any new songs, and people, I didn't know about it till I read about it, but they were saying, oh, he hasn't written songs, new songs in a long time. And I had written a lot of new songs, but I just couldn't memorize them. So it finally occurred to me, this will show you how the brain wasn't working. It didn't occur to me to have a piece of paper with the lyrics on stage. It occurred to me finally, before this tour, hey, I could just make giant cue cards and put them all over the stage and just, walk over to a certain song if I'm starting to blank out and just read the lyrics. So that's why I was able to do almost all new songs. We did a few old ones because people don't want to hear a bunch of new stuff without some old stuff for reference. Stop This Flight was really kind of a commentary on the industry that I'm working in. I don't consider myself part of the industry, but there is a music industry, and the record companies, they want a lot. They want you to do a lot. They want to push you and get you on a treadmill. And so the song about Stop This Flight is about, hey, I want to stop and get off this treadmill, which I did a few years back, and just completely separated myself from the industry. But it's also about life. It's about when are we going to stop our flight, our personal flight, from whatever we might be running from or being unable to deal with. When are we going to stop that flight and get back to Earth? We are human beings, and only God knows what that's worth. A Woman of God. It's a song that picks up on the theme, really, that we ended up using for the album, which was just separation, isolation, the distance between people. I need a woman who, instead of saying I need a woman who is like this, like this, like this, at first was saying I need a woman who doesn't do these things, who isn't like this, who, I really got the idea from reading what Solomon wrote, and thought, yeah, that's just as true now as it was back then. Some people think it's a love song or a song, a searching song. It's just really a statement of we have to be careful what we sign. We got to watch what we're doing. When you enter into a relationship, it's important to know who the person is, and it's not always easy to know exactly what they're like, and perhaps we ourselves aren't sure what we're like, although we think we know ourselves. Sometimes, like the Bible says, the heart can be desperately wicked and deceitful above all things. Who can know it? Man is very manlike, isn't he? What's wrong with this body is on a bigger scale. Just a look at the entire community, and asking the question when we find out what we're like, hey, what's wrong with us? Why do we do these things that we do? Like Paul said, the things I want to do, I don't do. The things that I don't want to do, that's what I do. And so the song is not me standing there pointing my finger and criticizing people. It's an inner examination too. What is wrong with us? Why are we the way we are? Don't you want to talk about it? Okay, that song is just about the distance between people who communicated at one time and don't anymore. And only if two people are willing to discuss what's going on can there be a conversation. If only one person wants to resolve it, if only one person wants to be friends or find out why is there so much dissonance, in the why is there so much static in in the relationship, two people have to want it. Otherwise, it's very possibly nothing will ever happen to bring that friendship or that relationship back. And we sing. The tune is about, there's the tune, you might know the tune, and we sing. The tune is kind of a metaphorical way of saying two people meet and they find that they are both able to sing in key with each other, in harmony, and that the sound they make together, the life they discover together, is one that's encouraging to them and harmonious and not destructive and confusing. So it's a love song, but I didn't just want to say, oh baby, 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 baby. So it's a different kind of love song. Out of My System. That is about trying to get over a real toxic kind of experience with somebody. You can forgive people more easily sometimes than you can forget. That song, I've grown accustomed to your face, I'm so familiar with the memory of you. It's kind of like the end. At some point has to come. Sanity has to come. You have to survive a bad relationship. It just can't go on tormenting you. What they say about a relationship with someone maybe you're married to and they die, or divorce, which can be worse because they're not dead, they just wish you were, or they're still there. I mean, it's easier to miss somebody who's gone, but when somebody leaves, they're still around. So what they say is it takes about half of the time of the relationship. If you're married for 20 years, you might go on missing the loved one for 10 more years, 11 more years. And the same with any kind of divorce or friendship even. That you miss that person. You're so used to them. You've grown accustomed to their ambience, their existence. And at some point you just have to get it out of your system and realize that relationship is not there for you anymore. In the way that men live their lives, things die and stay dead, and you have to somehow go on. I hope I'll see you in heaven. A lot of people feel different things about this song, so I don't want to specifically define it, but it could be like your grandparents, not spending much time with them when you're little because you're such a young, 4 or 5 year old that you're running around. Of course, it's hard for a child to talk to somebody who's so much older than they are, but then you miss them when they die. Or sometimes you move, and you don't get to see anybody, a certain person ever again. Or it's somebody you wish you had talked to. You wish you had been more wise at the time you knew them and could have given more to them, more of your friendship, more depth than you had at your disposal. And you just hope that, wow, if you never see them again here on earth, you hope that you'll see them in heaven. Messiah. Yeah, well, it was originally an Armageddon diary. It was somebody describing all the tanks and all the smoke, the bombs and everything going on around, but then it became more refined as time went by. What happens is sometimes I lose my lyrics. I can't find them. Sometimes I discover them years later, wedged in between a notebook or something. But I have to rewrite my songs sometimes. But I know that usually they come out better because the inkling of the idea is still somewhere in my mind. And I know what I want to say. And now I'm saying it not for the first time, but I'm rewriting it. So the version of Messiah that people are most familiar with now is one that is probably a little more appealing to them than the blood and guts of the Armageddon diary. the whole album starts off with instrumental, which is supposed to just put them in the mood. It's kind of when you listen to it, not at the concert, because you don't know what's going on at the concert. You just go, huh, they're playing this stuff, and where's the band? Huh, where's the band? Is that on tape? No, there's a guy up there. Huh, that guy's playing that. I wonder if this is like the intro to a song, or is this the opening act, or what's going on? But what it's supposed to do is put you in the mood to think. It's kind of like rumination, just cogitating emotionally, settling down. So that's why it's on the album. It's just an introduction of emotion to the songs of isolation, alienation, the distance, sorrow, loss, the death of things loved. I really don't know what else to say about it. I hope you enjoy it, and that the songs make sense. And someday I won't have to have lyric sheets on stage, maybe. But for right now, I feel kind of silly not looking at the people all the time and instead staring at the words. But I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to sing some new songs.